Hey guys, I have not been here for a while. I do apologize about that. I wanted you guys to give you a little bit of an update. What is going on in my life? Why I've not been creating any YouTube videos much over the past couple of weeks, for actually the past 3 or plus weeks, and why I've not been on stream. Basically, no easy way to say this. My dad had a massive health scare. Ended up getting a triple bypass, which is serious heart surgery. It's open heart surgery, and I've talked about it on stream. I've talked about it a little bit in my most recent videos, here and there. You can catch some snippets on that, and I've talked about it a lot in the Discord with my community, the active community on Discord that we have there. And I wanted to give a little bit of a rundown what's going on, what happened over the past few weeks, and how things are looking, and the future of this channel. That sounds ominous, but I want you guys to know it's really all positive. Okay, so basically, for the past few weeks, I've been almost living at the hospital, taking care of my dad. I love my dad very dearly. Anyone who knows this channel at all, and if you're new in here, welcome. I'm very close to my dad. I work with him, and I moved down to Florida to be with him, and I love him dearly. He's like literally the closest person in my life. So I'm a very devoted son. He's a good guy, and very lucky to have him as a dad. So, about right after the hurricanes, Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene, my dad started to show some symptoms, some worrying symptoms, shortness of breath, extreme tiredness, and I have a master's of public health and epidemiology, and I did everything all through the MCATs to, before that, maybe even try to be a doctor. I decided not to. I decided to go into research instead, and I did that for several years, almost 10 years. I did research. And then I moved down to Florida to work in business with my dad. That's a little bit of my history for, as a recap for anyone new in here or anyone who might not know me or this channel or anything as well. So I know what these mean. These symptoms are nothing good, and definitely rush to the clinic and so on and so forth to get my dad checked. We didn't really have, he's a bigger guy, but we didn't really have any big worry about his heart for a very long time. About 10 years ago was his last major heart scans and so on and so forth. You know, the normal typical things, EKGs and stress tests and what have you. And all of those showed up very clear. But my dad is diabetic. So we were much more focused for the past 10 years on the diabetes, and we thought his heart was clear. Turns out, obviously, not the case. We went to the doctor after he started showing symptoms, and they did an angiogram, which is essentially where they stick a camera all the way into your major arteries and take a poke around and see what's going on. And he showed very, very, very high levels of I'm going to use the word occlusion, but it basically it means very little blood flow was going through his arteries. About 10% of normal was the estimation, and we were suitably worried, suitably panicked. So we decided to take it very seriously, obviously, and we went full steam ahead to get the correct predictions, the correct procedures, and get him essentially ready for what was going to be a triple bypass open heart surgery. He had heart disease in all, well, not all three, but like 3 major arteries. Fast forward that entire process, getting him ready for the surgery, finding the right surgeons, going to the right hospital. We got a second opinion and all of that. All of that took around a month. And so then last week we had the actual surgery with a really good surgical team, one that we were very comfortable with, and the surgery turned out to be a great success. So this is very, very good news. This is setting him forward for a healthy next 50 years, even though it is major surgery, major risk to do and everything like that. We were very happy and lucky to do it. And also, most important, we got to be able to do this before a heart attack. It was he was showing symptoms of something that could end up becoming a heart attack. But thank God it didn't actually end up going that far. We were able to nip it in the bud, so to speak. And point of note, the surgeon that did his surgery last week came out. He came out like 2.5 hours earlier than expected. Surgery is normally of that type supposed to take around 6.5, 7 hours. He came out in 4.5, and my uncle and I, my uncle is my dad's younger brother, we're very close. We were like shocked that the doctor came out really early. We thought, God forbid, like, we've seen movies, we know how long a surgery of this type is supposed to take, and he came out super, super early. And we're like, oh my God, is everything okay? Doctor was very gracious and very happy, and he said everything, first of all, is very good. One of the arteries that he was clearing up and everything was a lot faster than usual, so it was good news. But he hit us with a stunner. He said that if we had waited 2 more months, my dad could have passed away, because one of the arteries that was extremely occluded was the left main, which is the biggest one. It's called the Widowmaker, because when that one gets completely occluded, completely full, blood flow stops, the entire heart dies. Would have been the worst case scenario. Anyways, that is just to give you guys some perspective of how close it was, and why I've taken so much time to take care of my dad. And so he's now in recovery, has been in recovery for the past week. It is a long recovery. Open heart surgery, they literally cut open your chest. It is serious stuff. And the complications can occur afterwards. Things like pneumonia can occur afterwards. All kinds of stuff can occur afterwards. Infections, that type. And I obviously don't want any of that to happen. So I've been taking the charge and being with my dad literally as much as possible to take care of him. So long story short, that's where I've been. So it was something very, very serious for my family. Like I said, for anyone who's been part of the channel for many, many years, I've been streaming since 2019. So I've been around the block for a while. I always said, even though at that point I was doing, pretty much every single day streaming, and for the past year I've been doing almost every single day uploads on YouTube, I've always stated that the one thing that would stop that is if one of my parents fell ill and needed me. And that's exactly what happened. So that's where I've been. Now, what does the future look like going forward? The future looks bright. My dad is doing very well. It's a slow and steady recovery process, to get him back to 100% and, being able to, face the second half of his life, strongly and with both feet forward. It's a very good thing, but it's a time intensive thing. And in order to give him the best chance, obviously, and I love my dad very dearly, I will always choose my dad over everything, including content creation, including stream, including all of that. And so I've basically been devoting my time with him, and I will continue to do so. For probably the next couple of weeks will be very intensive. We'll be doing, cardiac care unit and so on and so forth. All the things that we should be doing, we're taking that completely seriously going forward. And then after that, after a couple of weeks, things should open up a bunch more, and I should be back to relative normalcy up here. Streaming, starting to stream more regularly, starting to create the YouTube videos more regularly, and doing all the good stuff with a very bright and happy, holiday season ahead. Let's just say I'm very thankful for this upcoming Thanksgiving. I get to spend a very happy one with my dad. It's a very good thing. But that's kind of what's going on in my life. I do apologize about, the relative lack of radio silence. I've been trying to keep my Discord updated with, all the news as much as possible. I've tried to keep, stream updated up until the surgery as much as possible. And I even made a couple of posts on the post community tab of YouTube as well. And of course on Twitter and all that, which is where you can find me. So I do try to keep that updated as much as possible, but time is limited, and I'm very focused on my dad, and whenever I'm not taking care of my dad, I'm resting and I'm working, because my day job still has to continue going on. and I have to be in relative, like, good physical shape to be able to take care of my dad as much as possible. I can tell you it's a good thing to do so, by the way, if you're ever in this situation. I highly recommend, if you can, drop as many things as possible to take care of your loved ones. Do so. Good nurses are great, but frankly, they're few and far between. There's a lot of lackluster nurses, there's a lot of middling nurses and doctors, and taking your, the full step forward to take care of your loved ones in the U.S. medical system, at least, is, in my opinion, highly, highly recommended. There are many times where I was very thankful I was there and not just, a nurse that was not as good for the day. It's always a random assortment of nurses that we'll get. And it's kind of like an RNG system. Are we going to get a good one? Are we going to get a bad one? Who knows? But all I can do is make sure that I'm there to pick up the slack whenever there is not as good of a nurse, for example. And so, yeah, everything will be going better going forward, and can't wait to be here more often. Can't wait to talk about all kinds of gaming news and so on. If you guys are all the way through this part of the video, thank you so much. I know these types of videos may be a little super serious, a bit, more of the IRL affair than a lot of people might be used to. This is a channel of gaming news. This is a channel of gaming fun where I rant about Ubisoft and EA and things like that, and I talk about the upcoming games, and talk about the MMO news and the indie game news and so on. These are the things I like to do on this channel, but sometimes roulette gets in the way. And it is always important to take stock, even in the content creation world, especially in the content creation world, of what really matters. Family, friends, loved ones. Those things matter more than anything. So, I'm here. We'll be, ramping up in a couple of weeks, probably going forward. The giveaway for the 1,000 sub mark on YouTube will be happening. I wanted to wait until I come back, get a couple more regular videos under my belt, get the community back engaged and seeing the videos more often, and then I'll probably do the giveaway. I want to have everyone who's active to be able to realize, oh, Cat Porgy's back, and then we'll do the giveaway on YouTube. Regardless, it's going to be a good time, and I know that in the content creation world, everyone can feel pressure. If you're a content creator, will my community remember me? Will me taking an absence, a leave of absence, even if it's fully an understood one and one that makes complete sense, will your community be there when you come back? And I've looked at the metrics, I've seen my follower count go down and so on, and it's just one of the realities. If you're you have a schedule and then that schedule changes, people do and will and have and always will forget about you. It sucks, but there was a lot of you that stayed, and I thank you so much for your patience, for being so awesome, for being so supportive, and for rooting my dad forward and me and my family forward in this very, very tough time for those of you guys who knew. And I will reward you guys with more awesome content, and Cat Porgy will be back very, very shortly. I got plenty of awesome gaming ideas, awesome content ideas, hot news that we want to talk about. We got a whole bunch of Twitch news. We got PoE 2. I've not watched any of that. I'm going to do it with you guys live as soon as I possibly can. Maybe I'll be able to get a couple hours at some point this week to be able to do a short stream with you guys. We got more Ashes of Creation. I've been loving that game. I've been playing that off stream. We got some roguelikes. We got a bunch of OG, like old school offline roguelikes that I've been playing. Last Epoch offline has been a mainstay. I've been able to play some offline games while I'm taking care of my dad when he's sleeping and so on and so forth. And I've been reconnecting with some of the more old school games. It's a really good thing to always look back on, sometimes the slower paced style of games, sometimes the lesser known style of games, and appreciate those for what they are as well. In the AAA frenzied state of gaming that we have now. But we got a whole bunch of good stuff going forward. So if you guys want to, give this video a like, give it a sub, share it with your friends, give them the good news that I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to take care of my dad as much and as fully as possible. And when things are, a lot more clearer and I'm not sacrificing my dad's health to be online, I will be online. And we're going to have a good time, guys. It's going to be a bright future. Like I said, nothing but good news. It was a very scary situation. It was a very close call, and I'm very thankful this holiday season for hopefully countless more good holidays with my dad. He's a good guy. Papa Corgi says hello, by the way, for everyone that was wishing him well. So he's giving you all of his love. Thank you guys for all the prayers, the good wishes, the healthy wishes, and can't wait to talk to you guys soon. So if you guys want to keep in touch, again, make sure to give the video a like, give it a sub, share with your friends, and hop in our lovely Discord. The link is down below in the description, as it always is, and can't wait to see you guys going forward. If there's any topics you guys want me to make sure I cover that I've not seen, because, my time is very limited. I'm not glued to my phone. I'm glued to my dad. Let me know. I'm sure there's stuff I missed. I've not seen Arcane Season 2. I know that's been a big thing. Game Awards, there's been a lot of news and hubbub about that. Definitely will cover that. But if there's some other things that I'm missing, definitely let me know, because I want to be able to cover all the news for you guys, just like I always have been. And I can't wait to see you guys very soon. And thank you guys for your time. And I really do hope that, we have as much of this amazing community going forward as well. I know, like I said, it's been a while, so I do apologize about the relative lack of communication. Even though I have been trying to make posts here and there where I can, but you gotta take stock and you gotta be serious about the things that are serious in life, and that's what I did, and I'm very thankful. I would make this choice 100 times out of 100, and I hope you guys would too. But definitely looking forward to, ramping up my other passion in life, you guys, this community, this content creation, this awesome ranting about video games and talking about good ones, and sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly as always. I'll always give to you straight, just like I did here, and we always will. So thank you for your time, guys. Peace.